Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing out there in the airways land? I am Mike D, aka Mr. Hennessy, aka Mike Hen, aka DD80, aka 13 Wonder of the World. Good morning to y'all. God bless y'all. And I hope y'all have a great day today. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tongue twisted. I'm trying to get out of the tongue twisted situation, but that's okay. As more as I do this, the more I get better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for just hearing. Today's Friday. Most of y'all, it's payday today. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pay your bills, but after that, go enjoy your weekend. But before you enjoy your weekend, first enjoy your weekend with me, especially your Friday. First of all, I still want to say rest in peace to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Yesterday about 5 o'clock, the news was broke that Bray Wyatt had passed. At the time, we didn't know what he had passed from until we found out it had something to do with his heart. He had a heart attack, and from what I heard on the dirt sheets, they said that he had COVID that caused him to have a bad situation with his heart. God bless his soul. God bless Terry Funk's soul. Bray Wyatt was a star, a mega star in WWE. Bray Wyatt was one of those that didn't need a championship to put butts in seats. Bray Wyatt was a man that could just talk and tell you follow the buzzards. He would tell you, I'm here, then blow out the light. And he had one of the greatest fan reactions of all time, because every time you see him come, they would light their phones up and you would see the fireflies in the ring and across the arena. Bray Wyatt won the WWE title. A lot of people criticized him, talking about his wrestling was plain, but the guy could talk. Sister Abigail was a devastating move in wrestling. Bray Wyatt had some great rivals. He had a rival with The Undertaker. He had a rival with Daniel Bryan, who's now in AEW as Bryan Danielson. John Cena. He had a rival with Roman Reigns when they were the Shield, and also when Roman Reigns by himself. Seth Rollins when he was the Fiend. Kane. You know, he had rivals with a lot of guys in the business. I didn't too much follow him in NXT, but he was good over there too. That's where the Wyatts actually started from, NXT. And I'll say this again. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. If you don't put him in next year, make sure you put him in the year after next, because he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Fame, no matter what. Godspeed, Bray Wyatt. God bless you still. God bless your soul, Terry Funk. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still talking about wrestling, and I know there's a couple of key things I want to talk about as well, but I want to talk about how I'm going to end up the week. We know that Friday Night SmackDown's coming on tonight. We know that AEW's Rampage is coming on tonight. We know that there are probably going to be spoilers for both shows, which I think they have the spoilers already for Collision tomorrow, because they got to go to Wembley. Let me talk about the AEW pay-per-view that's going to England. Will there be some surprises? I think there will be. A lot of people think that Bill Goldberg is going to sign with AEW. I hope that he does. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to see him go out there and go spear a couple of guys and jackhammer and then collect his check and then go. I don't know who's going to be there. They're not letting in on the surprises. Tony Khan's trying to keep everything hush mouth. But I do want to see the match between MJF and Adam Cole. I want to see, can Adam Cole beat MJF? Because we know next year MJF is going to be a free agent. And there's a possibility he may sign back with AEW or he might come to WWE. If he comes to WWE, he's going to be a mega star. The guy's like 25, 26, something like that. He's not that old. He has 10 to 15 good years left in him to peak. That's why I said I think that MJF is the future. Don't get me wrong. At times I can't stand his character, but I can respect him as a wrestler. He is a jerk off camera at times, but you can't say that they're not marketing him because he's marketable. Also, I want to see the match between CM Punk and Samoa Joe. I want to see, can Joe beat Punk or can Punk beat Joe again? Everybody knows that Collision is CM Punk's show. If you notice all the superstars he has there, he has them set for that show. That's going to be a great matchup, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. You know, Jericho and Ospreay, that's going to be a great match. You know, we're going to see we're going to see Sting fight against Christian with Darby, you know, and Hook. From what I heard, it's going to be Hook going to be fighting against Christian, you know, and Swerve. You know, it's going to be interesting to see this pay-per-view. And I have an outline on the pay-per-view tomorrow. But as for today, I just want to see, can they make this a memorial and a memorable pay-per-view? And I think they can. Ladies and gentlemen, can I talk about Chad Gable? Chad Gable is the first person to ever beat Gunther. Excuse me, my pen fell. Beat Gunther since Gunther's been on the main roster. Chad Gable did not win the Intercontinental title, but he beat him by a countout. But if record shows me and tells me better, Chad Gable beat this man twice. Because in the Beat the Challenge, the clock challenge, Chad Gable beat Gunther. That should count as a loss. He beat him twice. The record books got him only beating him once, but that's no. Chad Gable beat Gunther twice. But Gunther is probably going to beat Chad Gable when it really counts. Because I don't see them taking the belt off him. I think he will break Honky Tonk's record as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all. I think after he wins that and accomplishes that, I think they take the belt off him. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I think they do. Gunther is the early favorite to win the Royal Rumble in 2024. Which means that he's favored to win the Royal Rumble and headline and main event WrestleMania. Now, that would be interesting to see Gunther against Roman Reigns. But who knows what might happen at that time. But as for Chad Gable, I'm proud that WWE is finally letting him open his wings up and letting him blossom out more. He does not need to be in a tag team all the time to be relevant. But his tag team, Alpha Academy, they're great. And especially that little bombshell girl they got, Maxine Dupree. She is very cute. And she's very, 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 very active in the ring. But shout out to Chad Gable. Ladies and gentlemen, before I switch to sports, I want to talk about the other guy besides Bray Wyatt they've been talking about in the mainstream of the wrestling sheets. And that's a guy by the name of Adam Copeland, but we in the wrestling world know him as Edge. Edge has a decision. Now, there was a rumor that I heard said that he didn't like the decisions that the WWE was making in his contract. That come to find out that was false. And I don't like giving people false information because I'm not going to give you no false information. I'm going to tell you the truth. Edge has done it all in the WWE. This is one reason why I say he should, if he wants to, sign with AEW. I personally don't want him to go to AEW. But here's why I think he possibly could go. Edge has done everything in WWE. He's won the Royal Rumble twice. But he also has a bad asterisk on that. Because the both times he won the Royal Rumble, he did not win the title. When he won back in 2010, he lost to Chris Jericho at Mania. When he won the title back in 2021, the Rumble, he lost the title to Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Edge is 11-time world champion. Edge has been a United States champion. He's been an Intercontinental champion multiple times. He's been a tag team champion at least 9 to 10 times. He's been the king of the ring. He's been the Money in the Bank. In fact, Edge was the first winner of the Money in the Bank. When they first thought of the idea of Money in the Bank, Edge was the first person to win it. And he was the first person to have a successful cash in because he cashed in on John Cena at New Year's resolution in 2006. And that was their summer because they were going back and forth for the title. And if you want to add Rob Van Dam in the mix, because Rob Van Dam was also in the mix of chasing and having the title. But he ended up having his championship run cut short because he got caught with marijuana, him and Sabu. And they had a policy, and he got punished because they took both belts that he had, because he was also the ECW champion when ECW was still around. But other than that, you saw John Cena and Edge. One pay-per-view, John Cena would win. The other one, Edge would win. These guys had a great rivalry. But Edge, he's already a Hall of Famer. Edge has done it all in WWE. There are some guys that I wish he would have fought on this second run when he came back. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar versus Edge. No doubt about it, that would be a blockbuster match. That would put people in seats. People would be invested in that rivalry. Just like they were invested in his rivalry with Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins brought the best out of Edge. When Edge first came back in 2020, Edge was going up against Randy Orton. They had two of the greatest matches in that year during the pandemic. Then Edge went up against Roman Reigns. Edge had Seth Rollins. Edge had Finn Balor. Edge had a match with The Miz. He just beat Sheamus last week. Had a match with Grayson Waller. Edge is a man that can get the job done. Still, even at 50, he can still get the job done, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing that I didn't like about this run, this last run of Edge should have had a championship. It didn't even matter if it didn't even have to be the WWE title. It could have been the US title or the Intercontinental title. But those are the workhorse titles, the mid-cards. But I wish he would have won something. He could have been a tag team champion. He was a tag team champion with Rey Mysterio. He was a tag team champion with somebody that WWE doesn't even mention anymore, Chris Benoit. He was a tag team champion with Chris Jericho, Christian, of course. You know, Randy Orton. He was a tag team champion with Randy Orton. There's nothing that Edge didn't do for the WWE. And I still think he has more. I wish he would re-sign with WWE. But here's why I think AEW is not a bad idea. He gets back with Christian. He renews the rivalry, Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. Edge versus Adam Cole. That'd be a great match. Edge and CM Punk, again, they had it in WWE. When CM Punk cashed in on Edge to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Sting versus Edge. Oh my God. You talk about a conglomerate match. That would be a big match for AEW. Sting versus Edge? Wow. Orange Cassidy and Edge. Darby Allin and Edge. There's so many guys. Sammy Guevara versus Edge. Can you imagine that? And in WWE, I would love to see Edge versus Cody Rhodes. That's a match. Edge versus Jon Moxley. That's a match. That's in AEW. You talk about some of the big things that Edge could do. He would put another piece of the audience on the product. Because everybody would know who he is. Brew Edge, Radar Edge, Judgment Day Edge, it doesn't matter. Edge is Edge. On this day, I see clearly one of the catchiest theme songs in the business. You know AEW is not going to let him go with that. If he goes there, I wonder what Edge theme song would be. Maybe they might get one of the old ones and let Edge come out to that if he was to sign with AEW. Because a lot of people think he's going there. But Edge has proven to everybody that he still got it. And I'll be happy with him if he resigns with WWE because I'm a WWE guy myself. But it wouldn't be too shabby if he goes to AEW. Wow. So that's my thoughts on Edge. Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk about something that I saw yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I was watching the game between the Red Sox and the Houston Astros. You guys, if you watched the sports scores of that game, the Houston Astros got mollywopped by the Boston Red Sox by 16 runs. Are you kidding me? 16 runs in their building. I don't know what was going on with the Astros. When I saw the score was like 6-1, you'll never guess what I did, ladies and gentlemen. I had on my Houston Astros hat. I had on my Houston Astros championship shirt. I had on the Houston Astros jacket. When the score was 6-1, I took all that off. And I thought that they were going to come out and do a little better. I thought they were going to get themselves back in the game. But the Boston Red Sox was just going up there. Every time they pitched them the ball, they were just knocking the ball out. Base hits, home run, base hit. I'm like, what is going on here, H-Town? You are the defending World Series champions. There is no way you were supposed to let that happen like that. Where's your pride? Where's your hustle? Where's your go-get? I understand to be days like that where the ball's not going for you, but it's going for the opposite team. I understand that. But my God, have some pride. And another reason why I don't think Verlander played yesterday, I didn't see him out there pitching. So that's probably why they had a field day with the Red Sox. The Red Sox had a field day with the Astros when it came down to that, because the people that was pitching. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm sorry, I'm here talking, but shout out to B.Ray, excuse me, sorry, Reezy, and the whole Point Place family. Thank y'all again for letting me come through. Man, you got to be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the New York Liberty. Last night they played against the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun is one of the favorites to come out and win the championship in the Wnba, just as well as Asia and the Aces, just as well as Stewie and the Liberty. The Aces, were playing as well. It looks like the Aces are just coasting. I don't know if that's what it is or what, but it seems like it. It feels like it. And I think they're just trying to ride the season out to step the game up for the playoffs. But Stewie and Jonquel Jones and those girls in New York, they are not doing that. That girl Sabrina that can shoot those threes, that's a lethal team, man. They had a bad start in the game against Bonner, Thomas, and the Sun, and came back from 20 down and beat them. 20 down. Breanna Stewart broke a scoring record. She broke a New York Liberty scoring record. She broke the single season scoring record. They are 26-7. And I think they're like 2 or 3 games back from the Aces. Now don't get me wrong, I respect Bonner and what Bonner does with the Connecticut Sun, because she got them, her and Thomas, got them to where they could possibly win the whole thing. But if I'm Las Vegas, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not sitting there watching and coasting. I'm trying to get myself involved in the game, because I know that Stewie is coming. I know that the Sun is coming. They're coming. They're coming to play, and they're coming to beat them. They've already beaten them twice. Stewie has beaten them twice already. Has beaten Asia twice. you know, and, you know, shout out to them for doing their thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that somebody did not want me to talk about. I asked the person in my book, who is the greatest Yankee that ever played a game? I said it's Derek Jeter. I wasn't talking about Babe Ruth, because everybody know who Babe Ruth is. I'm not disrespecting Babe Ruth. I know exactly what Babe Ruth did. Babe Ruth was one of the greatest sluggers to ever play the game of baseball, and also in a Yankee uniform. He was a Boston Red Sox before he was a New York Yankee. When I was saying that Aaron Judge and Derek Jeter and A-Rod were the greatest Yankee players, that's what I saw. I've seen A-Rod play for the Yankees. I've seen Derek Jeter play. Derek Jeter, I was wearing Derek Jeter's jersey when I was young. And this was like 17, 18, 16 years old. I know who Derek Jeter is. Derek Jeter's one, in my book, he is the greatest Yankee in my book. Nobody's disrespecting Babe Ruth, because Babe Ruth, he is the pinnacle of the Yankees. But why I said this is because Babe Ruth did what he did. I didn't see Babe Ruth play. I watched the highlights. I seen Derek Jeter play. I see Aaron Judge play. I seen A-Rod play. And the reason why I said Derek Jeter's the best, because Derek Jeter, every time he tried to get there, he got it. I just want to see what Aaron Judge is going to do. Aaron Judge is capable of getting the Yankees to a World Series. But it all starts in the mind. Your mind has to be focused. Not saying that he's not focused, but he needs to just turn it up a little bit more. That's it. Because like I said the other day, the Yankees are a dynasty. They are expected to be in a World Series each year. That's that simple. College football starts back. I'll be talking about the game. I'll be talking about the teams. I would like for people to let me know who they think is going to win the BCS this year, the whole thing in college football. I still think that LSU could be one of the top 4 that plays for a BCS, not just a regular bowl. I want Michigan State to be somewhere up there. You know what I'm saying? I want them to at least be ranked in the top 25. I do not want Michigan to win. I do not want Penn State to win. I don't want Iowa State to win. I sure don't want Rutgers to do nothing. I don't want Wisconsin winning. None of them. But I do want Michigan State to win. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back later on today. Football comes on, NFL comes on tonight. I got my eyes on two teams. The Patriots and the Saints. Because I want to see if the Saints still can just go in there and just go hard tonight. And I want to see what the Patriots are going to do. Because I'm going to talk about Ezekiel Elliott and what his purpose should be for New England. I don't want Belichick running him in the ground. That's why you got Ramon Stevenson. I would like for Zeke to run and catch the ball out of the pocket. That's what I want to see him do. It's easy to see. Easy to see, easy to say. It's just easy. Peace out. I'll be back.